After busy Birmingham, the cricket carnival makes its way to the idyllic setting of the county cricket ground in Northampton. After a crushing defeat against Pakistan, India is hoping that a changed venue means changed fortunes against Australia.
Hold him! Hold him! Brilliant from Shoaib Malik!
India started their campaign on a high with Robin Uthappa and Gurkirat Maan in great nick. Will they be able to regain their form in this crucial match against Australia?
50 up for Robin Uthappa, 50 from 31.
He's my trip 6, and that also brings up Gurkirat Maan's 50.
For Australia, Brett Lee looked menacing with the ball and Aaron Finch blazed his way to some high scores.
Clean ball on that occasion.
Another 6, Aaron Finch.
It was Australia that beat India in the ICC 50 overs World Cup last year. Will Yuvraj and his men be able to avenge that defeat and brighten their semi-final chances? Welcome to the county cricket ground, Northampton. One game today, the big one, India champions v Australia champions. It is a new venue, a new energy, and the first day of a brand new week. I have here with me my favorite, Daniel Cork. Dominic Cork, your thoughts on the big game today? It's a big one both for Australia as well as for India. Both of them had a very interesting day before yesterday. Australia won theirs. They are off the back of a win. And India, well, they didn't have a very good day at the office. So your thoughts on the game today?
Well, look, when you look at Australia, you know, they look like they're in good form. And when you look at how they're walking around, and we saw, what was it, South Africa yesterday, looked like they're walking wounded, but they look like they're actually ready to go. I think India, both of them are really ready to go after, you know, a day off. India obviously coming off that smarting, you know, defeat against Pakistan and that biggest rivalry against, obviously, the oldest rival where Australia beat England. This should be a really good game. This should be go head-to-head. Two teams who are trying to get themselves into that semi-final, which is here on Friday, remember. So two teams with an advantage, knowing that if they can win this game, they're one step closer to the semi-final.
Let's take a look at that points table. There's the Pakistan champions that, you know, they haven't put a foot wrong in the entire tournament. The Australia champions and India champions both have lost one game each.
Yeah, and when
the last one was a crushing defeat.
Absolutely, but when you look at that's what I'm saying. So one win, whoever wins today, they go to 6 points, and then there's a gap between 4 and 5. Remember that it's the top 4 who go through to the semi-finals. So literally, if India can win this, they get themselves to second place and just one win behind Pakistan. Australia exactly the same. So in some ways, it's a free game for both of these games, for both of these teams. That if whoever wins this, they've got a shot to get into those semis.
Well, you know, there's pressure on both teams, for a win. And Yuvraj, we've not seen him in the form that we want to see him in. He is a legend. He's the guy who hit 6 sixes off Stuart Broad. So he's due one, isn't he?
He is, look, and he's a fantastic player, Yuvraj Singh, and he has been throughout his career. I think he showed a few glimpses in a couple of the games. Obviously, there's a bit of confusion in the last game, but literally, when you've got somebody like Yuvraj, when you've got something like Raina, when you've got something like Uthappa, you know, you just look at those three players, as well as Gurkirat Maan, all the Indian batsmen, they've got the opportunity here to actually free themselves here. Not worry too much about the opposition, even though they're very good opposition. Like I say, go in there and forget what happened against Pakistan. And that's what you want to do, is forget about Pakistan. And what you want to do is when Yuvraj plays in this sort of form, You know, he played spin throughout his career so well. He was able to manipulate the ball into areas. He played pace well, and then unfortunately in this innings hurt his back a bit. But glad, you know, gracefully it looks like he's okay. So this should be a good game. I look at this game and I look at head-to-head and I look at the teams, Australia, England. I think they're quite well matched, and it'll be interesting to see whoever wins the toss, what they look to do first here, because it's overcast skies, but also a little bit of grass on the surface as well.
Now, Yuvraj and Brett Lee, they're very good friends off the field. They're friendly foes on the field. The both of them are out there with Alan Wilkins for the toss. Let's see who's going to win the toss and what happens up ahead.
We're all set here for the Ease My Trip toss here in the middle with David Dukes, our match referee, Brett Lee, captain of Australia, Yuvraj Singh, captain of India, and Yuvi, you've got the coin. Give that a good old flick. Tails. Tails is the call from the Australian corner. It is ahead. You've had a laugh there. What are you going to do?
I think we're going to bowl first. New wicket. We don't know how it's going to play. So, yeah, happy to chase.
So you're going to bowl. It looks like a lot of grass on this. Have you played here before, Yuvraj?
No, I think first time. Never got a chance to play while we were touring. So, yeah, fresh wicket.
Right, so you've had a couple of days rest. You had the last game you played was a short game. The rain came. How's the camp medically?
Rest was only 1 day. That's very short for us guys. So, yeah, but it's good to get a rest, and hopefully the guys will be eager to play today, and we have one change. And, yeah, looking to have a good day.
Who's the one change?
Pawan Negi is playing for Gurkeerat Maan. Yeah.
Ooh. What happened?
He pulled his calf last minute. Maybe he had to face Brett Lee.
All right, well, let's bring him in then, shall we? All right, thanks a lot, Yuvi. All right, so there's no Gurkeerat, and you're batting first. How do you feel about that, Binger?
Yeah, we probably would like to bowl first, but we've been given the chance to bat first, so we'll try and make the most of it.
I don't suppose you need motivation to play against India, do you, when you see that blue?
No, definitely. Look, India to us is definitely that team that we want to go out there and try and beat. They have a well-structured side. They've got some wonderful batters and some great bowlers, and hopefully we can put on a show today.
Yeah, business end now, aren't we? So I would think, is going to put you very certainly in the semis.
Yeah, look, I think we just try and do what we've done the last couple of games. You know, we obviously had the loss against Pakistan, bounced back well against South Africa and then England. 2 wins on the trot, so we'll see how things pan out today.
Are you with the same 11 or any changes?
No, same team for us.
All right, Binger, go, enjoy it.
Thanks,
Yeah, all right, thanks very much. There we are, India won the toss, and Yuvraj said that they're going to bowl first.
India win the toss and bowl first. Dominic Cork. Now, you heard Yuvraj say that Gurkeerat is not playing. He's the man in form. Do you think that would be a bit of a blow?
Of course it would be. When you have somebody like Gurkeerat Man in your side, the way that he's performing, whether it's just a like for like in a way, and bring in Pawan Negi, whatever it is, whether he's got an injury. But ultimately, I think you look at both captains. Both captains would have bowled first. Obviously, Yuvraj has won the toss and had a bowl. So would have Brett Lee. I'd be interested to see how this plays, because there's a little bit of grass on it. I know that Nell is going to do the pitch report, so it'll be interesting to see that. But I think, like I say, it's two teams in some ways, because it's a single header. That's what I mean. It's a free shot for both of these teams to go out there, go and win the game. India, I think, are slightly ahead because they've won the toss, but let's see what Australia can do, because I think Australia are a decent team.
We know that Gurkeerat is not playing, but the rest of the team sheets and how this pitch is going to play after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to Northampton. It's a new venue today. How's the pitch going to play? That's what pitch reports are for. Niall O'Brien tells us more.
Thank you very much, Mandira. Well, out in the middle here, this is a really, really good surface. The groundsmen have done a great job here. It's a hard pitch and it's fairly new. Yesterday, there was a T20 game played on this and David Willey had some wonderful success bowling 3 maidens in the power play. Durham against Northampton. Only 140 was scored, but it's rock hard. One area of interest, the grass. I'm going to just take you down and have a look at this surface because there's 10 mils of grass. Now, what does that mean? And it's pretty live grass as well. Sometimes you get a surface and there's long grass, but it's dead. This is actually quite live. So I reckon someone like RP Singh, India obviously bowling first, is going to swing the ball, but should get a bit of nibble. But at Northampton, over the last 2 or 3 seasons in white ball cricket, the surface has been rated as one of the best in the country, so you should get value. So as a batter, don't worry about the green surface, because underneath it, it's rock hard. The boundaries aren't massive either. There's pockets here at Northampton. You can just chip the ball into the outfield and the ball should run away nicely. So we should get an even contest between bat and ball. If you're opening up front for Australia, I'm thinking Aaron Finch is in good touch. It might do a little bit early. You might have to take your medicine for 5 or 6 balls and then try and cash in at the back half of the power play.
Local boy Niall O'Brien spills the beans on this pitch. It plays better than it looks, yes?
Yeah, absolutely. And Niall should know that he played a lot of cricket here. I've also played cricket here. I've also coached Derbyshire here at when you come down and play Northamptonshire. It always looks like it's quite a green pitch. So as a seam and swing bowler, you think that you're going to get a lot of movement out of it at times. The one thing I will say about this pitch is it normally goes through quite nicely. So good pace. So the likes of Brett Lee will like to bowl on this. Peter Siddle. And also he's right. Niall O'Brien is spot on. This is such a small ground at times. If you thought Edgbaston was quick in the outfield, you wait till you see some of these guys time the ball. It flies away here and there is pockets. It is a really good ground to play T20 cricket on. And I think these legends will enjoy playing here.
Australia batting first. What kind of a score are you looking at?
Well, remember in their last game, remember what their power play was? It was 77 without loss. The way that Finch and the way that Marsh come out and play, they're a very strong top 4 and they rely a lot obviously on Finch. That they are unchanged, and I think the reason why they're unchanged because they've got a lovely balance in the side. Obviously led by Brett Lee, and I love to see Brett Lee captain. He hasn't done a lot of captaincy.
Here are the teams.
The former captain in Finch and Marsh at the top. Ben Dunk, who plays a lot of T20 franchise cricket around the world. Ferguson, Cutting is a dangerous all-rounder, so is Dan Christian. Payne obviously takes the gloves. Nathan Coulter-Nile, I think, has been the pick, I think, personally, as the seam bowlers. And Lachlan and Siddle makes up a very, very balanced Australian champion side, and a side that knows if they can win today, they're, like I say, one step closer to those semi-finals.
The other force to reckon with is the India champions. Here they are.
Yeah, and one change, and we know that change is Gurkirat Man, who is obviously in good form at the moment. In comes Negi. So Uthappa and Rayudu. Uthappa is, I think, the key for India. If he can get them off to a good start, we saw what he can do, and we know what he can do. Raina, Irfan, Negi, we know that about Arbhajan as well, and Yuvraj. We've talked about Yuvraj a lot, and I think this is the sort of surface I think that Yuvraj will love to play on because it just comes through. He's a sort of left-hander, and I don't want to move too much because of the cameraman, but literally what he likes to do is get on top of the bounce, and I think if he plays like he normally plays, this could be the surface where we see Yuvraj dominate both seam and spin.
I think RP Singh is due one as well, and he would enjoy the conditions here.
Look, I think when you're in a legend side, you know that there's certain players who will always be around and always, be that one for the day. In 2020, I always think that you want 3 or 4 players in the side to do well. India have at least 7 or 8 players who can win games, at least, probably more, probably all 11 can. They just need to turn up today against a good Australian side. They need to bowl well, set the tone. That's what I would say if I was coach of India now. Set the tone with the ball, put Australia under pressure, take wickets in the power play.
Aussie batting first. What's your pick? Who's your winner for today?
I think Finch, and they'll go well. 180 they'll get, and that'll be a good target for India to chase down.
Well, that's all we have from... Thank you very much, Dominic Cork. That's all we have from the pre-match show. We have live action coming up very soon, so please stay with us.